Grand Rising, Elizabeth.
Grand Rising.
It's a wonderful, wonderful day. The sun is shining, and today is September 3rd, 2024. This is my birthday month, my birth anniversary month. It's September 26th is my birth anniversary. And that's a new way of putting it. Maybe you've heard it before, birth anniversary, because I wasn't born on September 26, 2024. Ooh, I was born a little ways ago, you know. So. Right. So yeah, so this is my birth anniversary this month. So September has a nice little ring for me because I like school, and September is when we get started with school. So it used to really get me going. September. And I think about that song by the with Temptations. Which one is he said something about September when his father died or something?
It wasn't
the 3rd of September, a day I always remember. That was the day that my father died. I was like, why you gotta be September? He made a song about it. Great. But no, but it's good to be here, you know. In the land of the living, you know, I guess, you know, but we have people that have gone on that I still feel the presence of them. So yeah, so anyway, we have our host today, Sister Deitra, myself, as well as Sister Stacy, which I am so honored to have her standing, holding hands with me as I go along this journey. And yes, and we have a word for the day that I want to share. Or is there anything else anyone wants to share just as we come together?
You first.
Oh, I shared enough, I think. I've been talking.
No, I mean, no, with whatever you were.
Oh, the word of the day. Okay, okay. Okay, great. Let's see. The word of the day today is, it's soup son. Soup son. SOUPCON. But let me show you what the C has a little mark on it. I can't show you now. What can I? Yeah, I guess I can. I don't know if you guys can see that. See how that C has a little. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, let me see if I can make it brighter. Let's see.
It's SOUPSON.
SOUPCON. Okay, there it goes right there. Can you guys see it better?
Yeah. Oh.
But it's pronounced. I'm going to play it for you. I can actually, they give you the sound in this little app. Let's see if I can.
Soupçon.
Did you hear it? Okay, I'll play it again. Just.
Soupçon.
Soupçon.
Yeah, and it means a very small quantity of something. Like, for instance, there was a soupçon of nail polish left in the bottle. So a little bit, you know, that's what that means. A very small quantity of something. Soupçon.
That's a confirmation that I told myself that I need to throw all of those bottles of nail polish. I just thought about that earlier. Just say you need to just throw them away. You can't use none of them because it's soupçon.
Yes, it's a small amount. Yes, right.
So that, yes, I will do that, Lord.
Yeah, so you can use that one. I mean, already interesting. And one thing I like to as we gauge into learning new words is learn where they come from. You know, like at first, when I first saw this word, I thought it was Japanese word or something, or French or something, but it's actually an English word and it's Latin. English, ancient English, but it's a Latin word. So that's interesting. But sometimes when I think about Aquila and the Bee, how he taught her those words and where they come from, and how you can understand where words come from when we learn about their origin. I said, this is kind of fun. I mean, I like it because I'm an educator. I'm in education. Learning is fun for me. I love this. Okay. Anybody else have anything to share? Now, I'm missing Mama Evelyn. She's always.
I know. You didn't have an oracle or anything today?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I'm still running my mouth. That's all. Yeah, I have an oracle card.
I didn't know if the word was replacing that or in addition to it.
In addition.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because that little word doesn't take up time to do, so that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to have my oracle cards. I have them here. Oh, I'm going to pick. Let's see what we come up with. All right. Aw. Oshun, a very famous goddess. Fearless love. And that's what it looks like. Can you all see that? It's funny.
Right there. It's perfect.
Okay, fearless love. What does Oshun have to say for us today? Let me see, 25. Okay, Oshun, why is this not Oshun? Oh, okay. Okay, she is the goddess of fearless love. She is of the lover's temple, and she is a water element. Goddess Oshun is the exalted Orisha, or deity, of honey sweet waters, love, sensuality, fertility, and beauty. But the Yoruba lady of goals, anger, and jealousy can also flood and destroy. Let me read that one again. But the Yoruba lady of goals, anger, and jealousy can also flood and destroy. Her guidance is dare to love. Begin with loving yourself. Allow yourself to be loved. You feel everything deeply. You are porous with a wall around your heart. This is your paradox. Dare to love, okay. The embodiment is you are love and you are worth loving. Your divine assignment is to remain open to fearless love. You deserve to be loved in your language. You are worthy of a love that remembers your beauty at your ugliest moments. Don't allow your unhealed past to block your future. Real love is a sacred contract that says, I am vulnerable and committed. Your heart is safe with me. Let's expand our consciousness together. That's nice. And the declaration is, I give love, I receive love, I am love. I'm going to say that again. I give love, I receive love, I am love. Wow. Okay. Well, Grand Rising, Miss Joy.
Grand Rising, ladies. How are you all?
Grand. I'm grand anyway.
Grand. I'm grand to the rise. I rise in grandness.
Okay. Did anybody take anything from that reading? How does it sit with you?
Well, love hard, hate hard. That's like She'll kick your butt. She'll love you. She'll love the hell out of you, or she'll kick the hell out of you. One or the other.
Right, right,
Yeah, loving hard, and because she said God is a fearless love.
right. That's true.
And sometimes that fear keeps you from because you love somebody, you don't want to say what you need to say.
Right.
Fearless love is oh, when they start off, I love you. Oh Lord. What?
Right, right, right.
I love you. Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
Grand Rising, Mama Evelyn, we were just talking about you. Then
Don't
we
tell her.
wanted to see you.
Don't tell her.
Oh no, we want to know we value your presence. Thank you.
Oh,
All of us.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah. Mondays and Mondays and Fridays I have to take RJ to school. So, well, Mondays and what is it? Monday.
Tuesday is today.
I'm sorry, Tuesdays and Wednesdays I have to take him to school.
That's funny.
Okay,
Yes,
this is
yesterday,
Tuesday,
yeah.
right? Yes, and then yeah.
Okay, I want to know, how was your Labor Day this Labor Day weekend? Did anybody do anything special?
Oh yeah, I went up to Idlewild on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
To drag my and I do mean drag my grandson with me. And he's a Gemini, so I think he has those good times and bad times. Complaining, but then he would have a good time doing something. Then he would complain, and then and then he said, "When are we leaving?" I said, 8:00 tonight, dude. And we didn't end up leaving till 9, but still.
Okay. What was happening up there?
It was the Petty Populous. It was a music festival.
Oh, okay.
And they had this guy who does he has like a racetrack for kids. It's like trucks that are about this big, and RJ said I would have been interested when I was 9.
Oh, and now he's 12.
And he liked it when it was on the dirt, but not when it was on the track. So he got some Reiki done, and I found out there's a place here on the east side that you can go get Reiki for free. You just have to make appointments.
Oh, nice. Is that the Kumalan Village or Kubalan Village?
I don't think so.
Okay. Or Kibalan, that's what it's called.
Yeah. No, and then I said, RJ, can you watch my table so I can go to the last session? And he said, I don't feel like sitting there. But then later on, he went and got a private Reiki, and I was like,
isn't that something?
Seriously? But he liked it. He really liked it.
Oh, so good.
I said, you had a good time, and you I'm paying you a little money, so you fine.
But that's a nice grandma to take him around to different places.
I was battling my
take him around.
Yeah.
That's what we had to do sometimes.
We had to. Yeah, I did too.
Come here.
Yeah. I was battling a toothache. I'm still battling. I don't go get my I'm going to get a root canal next Monday. And because I want to save the tooth. I don't want to pull any more teeth. And so I'm getting a root canal and a cap. So I'm got a clove.
That's a process.
Piece of clove up here. That really our guest this month, I think it's the 18th. I mean the 19th, I think. But Dr. Fabu, she has some thieves, the thieves from the I put that on and gone. So I'm looking for, I said, anybody sell? And because online it's like altogether be like almost $50 some to send it to me, but then it's not gonna get here to help me for Sunday.
Right.
So there's gotta be something I could do. And so called Danielle, or Danielle knew. She said, well, get you some, you can make your own thieves and you get this, and that. I was like, okay, I don't feel like going in and doing all that. Oh, you gotta just get you some clove oil and just kind of cut it with a little. Coconut oil. Okay, so I tried that. That works.
Okay.
That works.
Yes,
And
it does.
then,
Cloves
yeah.
work every time.
And then Lottie said, just get you a clove. Just a little, just stick it up there. I was, oh, and that everything worked. So I was able to make it, and I even got some Advil, and that helped too. But I didn't want to keep taking those.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, that works. So I'm tolerable.
Okay,
When your
good,
mouth
good.
hurt, you are snippy and snappy and
Yeah.
somebody when your mouth hurt.
That's true. Well, thanks for sharing about your weekend. That sounds wonderful.
Yep, had a good time.
Because I used to go up there at least once a year with the group. And we used to go, I think it was jazz festivals, music stuff. But I knew the owner of the hotel up there.
Oh, Susan?
Yes. We worked together.
That's my
Yes.
girl. That's
Yeah,
my
she's
girl.
cool.
Okay. Yeah. It's not a jazz festival. I think that happened already, but this is like just like oh, I can't. Well, it's one single Rose performed. She's there.
Okay.
She's up there, and she was selling. She was offering her. You give her one word, and she would write you a poem.
Oh,
And on her old-fashioned typewriter. And you give her a donation. And so that's what I did. And then the other young lady that was on our show, I can't remember her name. She has a bald head, but really artistic, and she was doing readings, and then they had free massages, and
nice.
Sandy from Sandyland was painting faces because she goes up there for the whole weekend.
Okay.
And then there's another young lady I think was on our show, BB. She's the artist. And remember that room that we went in that she was showing us? She showed us on the video. I think Mama Het brought her on. Okay. And she was up there, and yeah, she had another friend with her. I can't remember her name, but yeah, their singing and poetry combined was so phenomenal.
I can imagine.
The one lady that I can't remember her name, but I took a picture of her card and stuff. She has some beautiful paintings. When she got to the end of her poetry, it was a little more on the sensual, sexual side. And RJ's ears perked up. No, they did. I was like, looking at me like,
I know, right?
Boy, this is the time you just wouldn't be outside, would you?
Exactly.
But,
right.
And then this young man, you just wouldn't expect the voice to come out of him, but he would have the audience participating, and it was just really, really nice.
Wonderful.
I think she kind of cut back on attempting to feed all day. She had a vegan chef up there last year.
Okay.
So, and I think that was expensive, and I think she relaxed more this year.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So it was really nice, and the bus ride there and home was nice.
Oh, it was a bus ride.
I slept up there, and I slept all the way back.
Good. Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything to share for Labor Day? About Labor Day?
Not about Labor Day, but about what you talked about the fearless love.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, I just looked up something really quick about the fearless love, and what it said about it, that it suggests a deep courage and unconditional kind of love that isn't held back by fear. But it's not held back by fear, doubt, or uncertainty. It's the willingness to love fully and openly despite the risk or potential for heartbreak. This type of love is bold, authentic, and embraces vulnerability, knowing that real connection and intimacy requires taking emotional risks and facing the unknown with trust and courage.
That's beautiful.
Fearless love.
And especially with me really embracing the talk about in regards to A Course in Miracles about a crucifixion. You know, how am I crucifying myself? And you know what? If I'm in love, I can't crucify myself. So it's very important that I stay in the mode of love. You know, because if I don't, I'm going to crucify myself. I mean, don't do it. Right. So yeah, thank you, Stacy, for sharing that. That was really on point. Ooh wee.
You're welcome.
Anyone else have anything they want to share?
Grand Rising, Lolly.
Hey, Lolly.
Rising.
Well, I went to oh,
Black Women Rock.
Black Women Rock. Yeah,
Ooh.
it was very, very good. And and the next day they had like a community thing, and it was at a gallery in Hamtramck, and it was just really beautiful. You went in there, they were doing meditation. Oh, she was doing the bowls at the time when I
Oh,
went.
nice.
And you just, grab a seat and you just walk in, and here's this world of chill out, and and then the performers came and sat in a circle. When we finished that, then we were in a circle so we can just do the sister circle stuff. And it was very emotional, and they hadn't seen some in 20 years when she first did, the concert. And it was just very, very, very nice seeing all the sisters and some brothers there. They did the
Ear candling.
acupuncture, acupuncture in the
Oh,
ear.
acupuncture. Okay.
Nice. Which I want them to come on your show. That would be honest. Yeah, that was really, really, really good. I was just hoping that when he came around, and he started putting in my ear, and I was like,
right.
Tell me what this is gonna do, because one time I went to a conference, and they were in the back. It was like 100 women.
Okay.
Kind of thing. And I went and I sat down, and my mom was already sitting there, and they had given her some stuff. She was just kind of sitting there, and they had poked her.
Right.
So I said, well, let me sit there. I sat beside her, and the lady came and she punched, and she said to me, because I told her I was having pain that would shoot down to my toe. So I'm sitting there, and then she says, she's putting in, she said, how's that feel? Okay. Then she says, you're not going to like this.
Oh, no.
And when she did it, she hit in she put it somewhere, and tears just ran down my face.
Oh, wow.
It was like, popping a balloon. Everything just was running down my face. The thing about it, though, was all these people were down there. They were at the end, and I was facing them, and people down, and I was like, I wish she would turn me around. I couldn't move. All I could do was just sit there.
Wow.
Rolling. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like,
like, what did I do?
Turn me around. Turn me around.
Right.
But that pain went away.
Wow.
And I had a lot of emotional baggage. And when she hit that, that's what she said, you're not going to like this, because all that is going to be released.
Wow. That's powerful.
That was. So that's why I was saying, what is this going to do?
Right.
What is it going to do? He said, just relax you. Okay. All right.
Yeah, if we can get somebody on to talk about, that process, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'd like that. And I'd like someone coming on to talk about feng shui.
Oh, yeah.
Feng shui. Let me see. Feng shui would be Evelyn's show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see who knows something.
Yeah.
You know somebody, or you said you looking
I
for?
I don't know. I have two clients that hit me up about something that I had misplaced.
Mm-hmm.
So they do it, but they don't do it as a service. They just know about it. Like if I was to see something, I would say, "Oh, you need to move that," you know. But I want somebody who, if we want their service, we can call them.
Okay.
In other words, somebody who does it you may just have to go on the phone, you Google and
Yeah.
ask,
Okay.
and then put in
I'll
there
do that.
black if maybe there's some black people that do it.
Okay.
Well, thank you for sharing all of that, Queen.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else who wants to share anything that happened over the Labor Day weekend? Anything exciting? If not, I can go into the presentation. Okay, all righty. Well, greetings for those that just showed up. Sister Lakeisha, greetings. Sister Star, greetings.
Rising, grand rising.
Grand rising. Well, today's presentation is going to be mind over matter. That's what I call it. Because personally, I've been realizing that, I've been reading, I've been hearing that the way we think affects our health. I would even say even more so than what we eat, because I'm all in the herbs and everything, but something, this mind, it can affect anything. I can eat all the herbs I want to that are for my health, but if my mind is jacked, oh well, that can ruin everything. So it's important to make sure that my thinking is proper. And I have a little thing I want to share with you all. It says here that your thoughts have a tremendous impact on your health, on your emotions, your internal system or parts, and many biological systems in your body, such as your nervous system, hormonal system, and muscular. Yeah, muscular system.
Muscular skeleton.
Yes, exactly. It says musculoskeletal or something. I don't know how to pronounce that right. But anyway, it's important that we think in a kind, helpful, compassionate way. And that can really change our lives. So, and that deals with anything down the line. And so I'm going to share a video today. Well, Queen is going to share, but it's by Dr. Jewel Pilgrim, and she is really tapping into the mindset. And so we got to realize, let me speak for myself. I got to realize where my mind is when I do anything, because it affects, you'll hear from her, but it affects all my cells. And so I can go through the day and wonder, like, why am I feeling some way? And it's not because of what I ate. It's because of what I thought. So, okay, Queen, you can go ahead and do the video now.
So, thoughts are frequencies of light. They have always existed. And the mind, it is an energy field that totally encompasses the entire body. Its orientation and memory allows one to perceive and realize certain thoughts. And you inherit part of your mind body. The brain is your master chemistry lab, and the brain translates all thoughts and reduces their vibratory rate so that they become physical. The physical manifestation of a thought is known as a neurotransmitter. It's a chemical that is then released into the bloodstream and through every nerve in your body so that every cell knows what you are thinking. Now, your body will then give you the response to that thought by the sensations that you have. So when you are thinking thoughts that are toxic to the cells, that chemistry then causes the cells to react in such a way that provokes and gives you the feedback sensation of pain and discomfort. So again, as it's already been stated earlier, instead of us asking ourselves and doing an evaluation of how we're thinking, we immediately go to the drugstore and get Excedrin and aspirin and everything else to then numb the nerves so that they cannot respond to the chemistry that is in your bloodstream. Now, none of that erases the chemistry, obviously, because the chemistry is continuously being made from your thoughts, your states of consciousness. Now, if you are following what I'm saying to you, then every disease that is chronic, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, coronary arteries disease, Alzheimer's, is due to a chronic state of consciousness. So, irregardless of what is being done for you on a physical level, until someone helps you to realign your thoughts so that the chemistry shifts in the bloodstream, because your cells will respond and let you know if you've made the shift, because guess what happens? You will have spontaneous healing. The pain will immediately go away. The tissues will correct themselves, etc. So the dark side, or should I say no, the void, excuse the expression, of what is happening in the medical profession is that none of these diseases are accompanied with a process to take the individual through to realign their thinking and their perception of self. And this is how they wind up killing themselves from the medication, because they are taking medication for 40 and 50 years. It cannot be done. I had a patient that came to me who was 68 years old and had been taking high blood pressure medication since he was 28. And there was no question in my mind that all the symptoms that he had were primarily due to the toxicity from taking medication so long. And of course, it is going to take a while to reorientate his thinking, if he will even recognize that his thoughts are the issue, because he has forgotten that he was thinking in a way that was destructive. It's now become habitual and addictive. So, since we know now that our body can never be fooled, because every thought that we are conscious of, the chemistry is already in our bloodstream. This is one of my old transparencies. Your genes can be turned on and off. And the primary flick of the switch is done by your thoughts. You can be put in environments that, if the switch is off, will make sure the switch stays off. But even in that environment, the gift that you've been given by your God, free will, can even switch the switch on in an adverse environment. And we know that we've had individuals who have had really interesting relationships with their parents, if they had parents, etc., and they had to teach themselves how to read and write. I sat with a politician not long ago who told me that, he missed school for the first 8 years of his life after 5 years old. But once he was able to put himself in a position, he was able to catch up, finish elementary school, high school, and college in a matter of 10 years. So therefore, you can activate your genes in any environment with the use of free will and determination. And it is important to understand that, because this is great, because if you know that there are proclivities in your family of heart disease, senility, schizophrenia, well, you don't want to activate those genes. and those potentials. So if you understand the belief systems and the thought patterns that those individuals had, and you do not relive those, you will keep that gene shut down. And even in genetic counseling, they don't even tell parents this when they say that there's a genetic problem, that the gene can be changed. It does not have to be expressed, and if it is expressed, it can be changed by environment. So just remember this pyramid. Oh, 5 minutes, right? Just remember this pyramid, and then we're going to take a break here. The triangle of the mind, okay? You inherit your genes, but which genes are expressed and which genes are not depends on you, because you expose yourself to education and experiences, and you determine your home environment. So the home environment will activate or keep your genes shut down, and the experiences that you have in life and your level of education, and education by my definition means your willingness to just learn. Doesn't mean you have to go to any formal institution, but that you've made a commitment in your life to take time every day to expand your data bank will totally change the genetic ability.
Thank you, Queen. Oh my goodness. Does anyone, did they resonate with anyone? Because that's a lot. But first of all, I have a couple questions. What thoughts do you have about what you heard? And who was aware of this prior to this show? And does anyone know how I can get Jewel Pookrum on our show? I would love to have her on our show. So if you know how to do that, let me know, because I will do it. I'll do whatever I need to do.
Yeah, I was aware of genetic expressions.
Okay.
I believe it's called epigenetics.
Okay. Yeah.
And epigenetics in and of itself it changes. It's a study of how your genes change to express themselves in relationship to activity. So it doesn't involve your DNA, because everybody knows that our genes, we have our own DNA, and our DNA comes from our family, our genes. However, because your grandfather, your grandmother, your uncle, your cousins or whatever, just because they had diabetes, or just because they had heart disease or liver disease or whatever, does not mean that you have to have it.
Right.
Those people get those type of diseases because they were born up in a family or an environment that conduces the disease itself. If you grow up eating fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, all of the stuff that is not good for you, then you end up getting what your family has. But what epigenetics says, that even though you have the same DNA as your family, and even though you're living in your environment where they're eating all of that stuff, you can change your genes. You can change, the DNA is there, but in your genes, you can change how those genes express themselves. Just like she was talking about, the mind is very powerful. Like I heard this one thing said before, there was two people that grew up in the same household. One of them became a drug addict and one of them became a lawyer. And they asked them both the same question, because one of them became a drug addict because in their family, there was drug addicts. Their father was a drug addict. And they asked the question, how come you became a drug addict? One of them said, because my father was a drug addict. And they asked the same question to the one that was an attorney and was very successful. How come you didn't become a drug addict? And he asked, was the opposite question, basically. How come you didn't become a drug addict? He said, because my family was a drug addict or my father was a drug addict.
Mm.
So they both had the same reason why they both had the same reason why they were either unsuccessful or
Or
successful.
successful. Mhm.
So gene expression or epigenetics just basically says, just because you were born in that environment does not mean you have to mentally be adapted to that environment. You can choose how your genes are going to express themselves. And when genes expresses themselves, especially when it comes to like one, for instance, cortisol levels, because she mentioned hormones and different stuff like that.
Right.
You can wake up in the morning and you can be praying and you can be meditating and you can be focusing on your life and you got your breathing going and everything is feeling really good for you and you're going about your day. You get your blood drawn and your cortisol levels come back perfect, right there in the middle, just perfect. And then 15 minutes later, you can get in an argument with somebody and get all flustered and angry and all this kind of stuff. You take that blood level, then that cortisol level changed just that quick.
Right.
So that's what I think she means about the genes can be turned on and they can be turned off. And your environment is very important because you can switch the way you think like that and cause your chemistry in your body to react accordingly.
Stacy, thank you. Thank you for sharing that information. You were right on target again with what was shared. So that's wonderful. Anyone else has something to share?
I like what Stacy was saying in that in the church they call it iniquity, right? And that you take on the iniquity of your father, your family, your down, your up, no, wait a minute, up line, down line.
Down line.
of your family. But just like you said, Stacy, one did, it's the same thing, but in the mind, how did you handle it and how did you handle it? You know, that's yeah, that mind is something else. You can do the same thing, and the one person will just say, forget it, you know, and deal with it in a whole different way. Yeah, there was incest in my family and stuff. And when you talk to each of the girls, they all dealt with it differently. One used it as a manipulation to get anything that they wanted to out of him. The other fell apart and went into seclusion and into a mind, and the other one, you know, and some you don't even know that it happened, but they've been dealing with it in a particular way.
Right.
Same person, same incidents. That's
right.
something else. It's in here.
It's in the mind. Yep. Thank you, Queen. Oh, we got hands. Okay, let's see. Sister Star.
Grand Rising Queens.
Grand Rising.
When you think about the power of the mind and our thoughts, well, I want to say something about myself first, and then Isis, where when I was in my mother's womb, before I even had a body, I put myself in depression. That's just how powerful the mind is.
Yes.
Okay, no body, just my mind. And when I think about Isis, she had said something. She said she found herself. She woke up. She was at the bottom of the stairs on the floor, but she didn't know how she got there. So to make a long story short, she went back upstairs, and when she got ready to take a shower, and she looked at herself, and she saw how her whole body was black and blue. And that's when she figured out that she must have fallen down the stairs. Now the thing is, but there was no pain anywhere. Now the thing is, when she talks about the power of our thought, is that if she had seen it, then she would have panicked. And fear would have come on her. That would have been the thought pattern. But because there was no thought of anything like that, there was no response to fear. There was no response to pain because the thought of it was not there. So I really understand what she is saying in the video about the power of our thoughts. We can change anything because we have God's power and we have the power of God's creation.
Yes.
So that's what I wanted to share.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Mama Evelyn?
Well, I wanted to share that alcoholism runs in my family, just like, many other families. And I grew up, I think I chose, nope, not doing it.
Yeah, same with me.
And let me think. I don't think my younger brother had a problem, but I know the two oldest ones did. Had a problem with alcoholism. And then, I think my mom was the only one. My mom was, but my other three aunts did not.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think sometimes, do you think that sometimes that maybe, you can make a decision on what a story is told, like a story was told, and you decide, I'm going to be like that. Just for instance, my neighbor, she was older, and I was around her kids' age, but I resonated with her because she didn't like to drive, and she wanted me to drive her big old car, take her where she wanted to go. So that was fine with me. And I think we were at her house and she made the best biscuits, but she was talking about, someone was asked about menopause. How was your menopause? She said, I didn't go through menopause. She said, just one day I was and one day I wasn't.
Right.
And I said, oh, she said, I said, I guess it was a smooth transition. And so I said, that's what I want. And that's what I got.
Right. Right. Wonderful.
Sorry.
No. Thank you for sharing that.
Got
Because let's see. I can relate to what Mama Evelyn is saying. Because I made a decision way back when I saw my uncles and all these people drinking and fighting and doing all that because of drinking. It just caused their minds to do certain things. I was like, I don't want any part of that. No, none of it. So nowhere in my life will I, when I see alcohol in front of me, I'm like, I can pass, because I always say that I don't want the gene to be turned on, with me drinking. Because I seem like, I think of myself as the person that'll be dancing on tables and acting a fool just like that, So I said, I think I'll pass. But anyway, and then on with Sister Star, when she talked about what she talked about with fear sometimes, it reminded me of A Course in Love by Marianne Williamson. I don't know who's read that before, but that really reminds me, because she said in that book that she could have gotten over some certain sicknesses, like I think she was having a flu or a cold or something. She said if she believed that if she knew that a miracle would come to take that away totally. But she said she wasn't developed enough to really accept it. It would almost cause fear in her if that went away, that sickness went away like it could. She said, I'll probably become scared or whatever. In the book, if you ever read it, she does talk about it. But I think about that from time to time, that sometimes things don't go away immediately like that because we can't accept it. We don't know how to accept it. No, let me speak for myself. I don't know how to accept it. So it's like, okay, when I get to that point, sickness won't even be a part of anything in my life ever, so thank you both for sharing what you did. Anyone else has anything to share in regards to the video that you saw, the conversation?
I just want, Stacy, can you spell epigenetics? Can you spell it?
Oh, epi. It's EPI, and epi means above, like.
Okay.
Genetics. EPIGENETICS.
Okay. Because I didn't know what it was, but I've heard something along that route.
Yeah.
Stacy and Deitra, what made each of you go into medical or holistic, healing? What made you, the two of you, go into healing? The concern.
Okay, I'll start. For me, that's a great question. I love it. In 1995, I got associated with the what is that? Oh, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the whole Nation of Islam. I was involved in it, and one thing about them is they really are critical about eating. So when I got involved with that group, I mean, I really got concerned about what was going in my mouth. So especially pork, that was the first thing, of course.
Yeah.
So I gave it up in 1995. I truly gave up any pork, anything dealing with pork. So that's what started me. So from 1995 on to now, I've been interested in health. So that's what started it for me.
Stacy?
So for me, I believe it was that a lot of people in my family, my grandmother was a nurse and her sister was a nurse. My mom was a nurse aide. And so I believe from that point is when I was introduced to being a nurse. And I've always wanted to help people. But it wasn't until I actually decided to make a decision to go to nursing when I really got interested in the body and how it works. And one of the first things that I learned, which I did not like, anatomy and physiology, because to me it was really, really hard. But when I learned in anatomy and physiology, I had to study real hard because I'm one of those learners that I just don't absorb information just because I hear it. I have to take what I learn and I have to break it down and understand it all to pieces. And one of my goals was to understand the heart. And I feel like if you understand the heart and how it works and how your lungs and heart work together and how it feeds the rest of your body and how it pumps in a circular motion, that was hard for me to understand. But once I learned that heart and how to understand it, it intrigued my knowledge in every other area in my life. So then when I got to the point where I learned about what we have to put in our bodies and what we put in our bodies and how it gets into our system and it goes through every vein in our body, including our heart and our lungs and everything, that made me just be interested in every facet of the human body. And every time I heard something that had anything to do with the human body and how it functions and what we need to do to keep it in order, I dove into it and wanted to know it all to pieces. So and when you go to nursing school, they tell you it starts here, but you never, ever stop learning when it comes to you having a nursing degree. And all doctors should never, ever stop learning because health in and of itself is constantly evolving. And so if we don't stay on the up and up about it, we'll get left behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just keep learning. Everything, when I say everything, intrigues me. But I think what keeps me holding on is seeing people dying from diabetes, seeing people dying from heart disease, seeing people dying from preventative diseases, and how it is that you can take those diseases that you have and totally reverse them intrigues me. Because like she was saying, your thoughts have chemical reaction to it. So basically what she was saying, chemicals are thoughts and your body responds to those chemicals or those thoughts, and it gets into your bloodstream and it circulates your whole bloodstream. And so it can affect your body, every organ in your body, just like the food you eat can affect every organ in your body. The thoughts you think has a chemical reaction as well and can affect every organ in your body. And to me, that is so astounding. I mean, I'll never stop learning about that at all. Because
exactly.
Yeah, thanks. Evelyn, thanks for sharing, ladies.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Stacy, I know for a fact that Mama Neza, she is the vegan chef. I know she reversed her diabetes. And I know you keeping yours at bay, correct?
Yes.
So I wanted to ask about the fasting because I talked to Jacqueline, and I don't know if anybody else has talked to her over this weekend. But you know, she's going on that master cleanse for 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
She was showing me pictures of where she's got all her shots already ready. And you know, when I asked my doctor about it, of course, you know, she said, no, you're diabetic, you shouldn't fast. But I mean, what would you suggest? Because I wanted to at least give a go to 3 day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I would never tell anybody not to listen to their doctor. However, that's one of my, things that I say, listen to your doctors, but also be the CEO of your own health. And so fasting in and of itself causes autophagy. And I can speak from the standpoint of whenever people go to have that bariatric surgery, the day they come out of surgery, they don't have diabetes anymore. The same day.
Wait, excuse me. Before you continue, that big word you said a few words ago, autophagy or whatever that was.
Oh, autophagy.
What does that mean?
Autophagy is the ability of your cells to regenerate themselves. And the way that your cells regenerate themselves is when you go a period without eating, your body goes into a stage of autophagy where the cells engulf themselves, eat themselves, regenerate themselves, and make themselves new. And so when you do that over and over, your body responds to it and you become healthier by doing that. So I would say that if people fast and their cells are being renewed, then eventually your body is not going to respond. If you're eating healthy too, because it's a combination of things. You can't just go on a fast and then turn around and eat the negative food after the fast. It has to be in conjunction with everything. And so when you do that, then your body is going to respond accordingly. And if you're monitoring your blood sugars, you're going to see that you don't need as much insulin or maybe the medication, then your doctor end up taking you off of it. But it has to be an effort with your doctors saying, this is what my numbers have been because this is what I changed and so on and so on. And before you know it, you will be off of all of your medications. But fasting is a good way to get your cells regenerated and to make you even feel better and to get your body in a healthier state.
Okay, Queen, if I can I want to just step in here for a minute and let everyone know that we are a minute to 10 o'clock. I want to respect everyone's time. So if we can, we have a couple a question at least left to go over. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that we are aware of the time, but if you want to stay on the call, that's fine. Queen, if you want to go ahead and finish calling people, answering.
Mama Evelyn. And Lakeisha, you had your hand up.
It's okay.
Okay, Mama Evelyn.
Oh, well, yeah, I was done, but I think I wanted to know should you sort of prepare, like eat pretty healthy up until you fast, not have a big steak dinner like the day before you start fasting. I think that's I think that's I think I know that, but I don't eat steak. So,
Well,
But
preparation for fasting is not really the key. The key is when you start fasting, start off slow. If you've never fasted before, maybe you might want to try 12 hours and try it for a while, then do 16 hours and then 18 hours, and then work your way up to it based on how you feel. Like right now, I can fast 18 hours if I want to, no problem at all.
Yeah.
But at
same.
first it's like, I ain't going no 12 hours without eating.
Right, right.
And I think I would say that the biggest thing too is coming off of a fast. You don't want to go into
yeah,
a steak after you've been fasting for 3 days or a week or whatever, so that's important.
I think what I've been practicing is intermittent fasting, because I will not eat anything past 7 and then don't eat. I may not eat again until 12 the next day.
Okay,
That's
that's good.
And I'll start off with fruit. So.
Okay,
That's
wonderful.
good. And you're doing it. That's perfect what you're doing. That's perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to add in here, in my experience, especially when I was with the full gospel church, they operated in all the gifts and everything, and we could fast on a drop,
Call one.
to a fast. That's how much we fasted. But what I learned is fasting without that relationship with God is no good. When you want to really be feeding yourself, not only the food or not having certain things, you want to do it all around. Does that make sense? You want body, soul, and spirit, all of it working together.
Yes, yeah, I would think so.
Definitely you want to be in prayer. You want to first ask God, ask Spirit, what type of fast should I go on? Because sometimes it's not even about the food.
Right.
It'd be something that we're constantly putting in a show that we're watching, and that stuff is just messing with our head. All the TikToks and stuff.
Right. Right.
We might have to fast Trump. Even thinks any thoughts about him. But what are you putting in? Really seek God about that. I've done a 40-day fast. That is no joke to jump into. I've also been put on a fast and didn't even know it. I just didn't. For 3 days I didn't eat, and I wasn't hungry. And that was the Spirit putting me on a fast. So, and then I've done the ones that are, just I need to cleanse my body, that type of fast, 3 days. I've done the 10 days and stuff, but I would definitely not. You want to start off with 1, 3, 10 before you go anywhere over to 21 and 40.
Yeah,
And
that's
you definitely have, like you said, Deitra, sorry, coming off of it. If you're going in there because you want to change your body, have it already set what you're going to begin to eat and stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
Our minds, what are we putting in now that we got that out? Because one of the things, when you shoot things out and you don't put something in to replace that, those, I'm gonna call them demons, they will come back in full force. Oh, she knows something now. I gotta really get her. So whatever you're doing to release, you have to replace it with something so that something else doesn't just come in that. Okay,
before we close out, I want to just remind everyone that this Thursday, I will be doing a seminar, a Wheel of Wellness seminar at Queens location this Thursday at 1:00. So if you have a little bit of time, please text me. If you have my number, text me and let me know you'll be there, because I'm making a gift for every attendee. but I need to know who's coming for me to make the gift.
There's one.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
be there.
Okay, great. I hope so.
Awesome. I'll be there
Oh, are you serious? Don't be joking now.
in spirit.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good. Spirit is good.
It could be online. It would be this number if you choose to do that.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
What time would it be again?
1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Yes.
Okay, I should be able to make it. I'll be leaving Oak Street Health from
Okay.
9 to 12, and I should be able to come. What day
Oh,
is it
great.
again?
I'll put you down.
What
Thursday.
day?
Thursday. This
Oh,
Thursday.
this Thursday,
Yeah.
the 5th.
Yes.
I'll have Sheena drop me off because she has to pick up RJ. She has to be at the school at 3. So
Okay, good. I'll put you both down. Great.
I'll be there.
Oh, yay,
I'll
Stacy.
be there.
Em, you gonna be there?
hey, I gotta go for my physical therapy.
Come over here and she's gonna tell you. Why are you standing there looking like that?
And what's the address? What's the
Hey, you know
address?
what? I'm gonna tell you.
227
227 Iron Street.
I'm
227.
sorry, what was it again?
227 Iron Street,
Okay.
right off Jefferson.
The first loft, number 133.
Mhm.
You guys, you just don't know what you miss not living with Pam. Such a character. Come over here so Deitra can tell you what she's about her thing.
Oh, hey, Miss Sister Star. I'm glad you're thinking about coming. You coming to the Will of Wellness seminar on Thursday?
She's wondering what it is. She doesn't know about.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's going to be me talking about health and wellness. The Wheel of Wellness is going to be an activity that I'm going to do with you in regards to your health. You're going to be able to tell what's going on in your health. It's an activity. It's fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
She peeping around the corner.
Okay.
What'd you say?
She's peeping around the corner.
Peeping around, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well,
Love
let's give
y'all.
ourselves a hug. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee. Good thoughts. Good thoughts. Yay. Let's hug the world.
Mhm.
And then sprinkle in all the goodness and health and wealth out. Because we are wealthy. We are wealthy and healthy. Yes.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Lick.